Hello, neighbors. Welcome back to the neighborhood. I'm Squealer D, and I am back again. This time, I have something special that I have been working on for the last 2 months. In July of 2023, the Intrusive Thoughts team decided it was time to introduce a different perspective on the mommy vloggers who have been making millions on YouTube, selling their children's privacy and unhealthy recipes. Since then, we have seen Ruby Frank go to jail for torturing her young children. We have seen charges against Jamarelle Stewart's husband for doing a ninja move on their small son. And we have seen Amy Maryon and her husband lie about their entire lives, all while exploiting their children for views and sponsors to upgrade their lives from a $240,000 moldy house on a hill to a $659,000 house on the beach, all while claiming a frugal lifestyle. In this video, we will take an in-depth look at the Maryons over several months. This allows us to get a week-by-week look into exactly what Amy is feeding her family on a regular basis. It also prevents the comment goblins from being able to leave me comments to leave her alone or imply I'm jealous. Someone recently asked me why I'm making these videos. Let this one be your answer. Make sure to stick around until the very end so that you can decide if Amy Maryon is a mega mama vlogger here to make the world a better place one freezer meal at a time, or if she is a false idol using various tactics such as deception, manipulation, charisma, social influence, exploitation, and selective representation to gain followers and popularity, all while speed-running diabetes and heart disease for her family. Have you been tricked by false idols like this before? Would you know if you had? Is your diet leading you to an early grave? Would you know if it was? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And by the end of this, all your questions will be answered.
So I am up. I thought let me run to Walmart and then get the food we need and then head home and finish our day. So not bad for a shopping trip. It was like $2.50. It was like the grocery haul that I would usually do through the month. Like I usually go one more time to get some veggies and milk. And then I just had to pick up the ham and picked up a few extras and see what we got. Okay.
Candy, noodles, soda. So she went and spent over $355 altogether for groceries, which are mostly processed junk, at the end of the month just for Thanksgiving. Makes sense when you're a frugal mama that preaches about not running to the store every time you need something.
Do people clean their dog food bowl? I know, it definitely gets gross.
No, Amy, you're supposed to leave the dog food bowl dirty. The sludge, it builds up, and then your dog eats the sludge, and it's just like your repurposed spaghetti. Come on, be frugal.
We're gonna go ahead into the Dollar Tree. I'm doing snack bins for the kids now. There's bigger, and I can get 5. So I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna get one for each child, I think. Okay, I'm gonna fill Greg's up.
This is crazy. Look at all these snacks.
1 or 2 things I totally forgot today.
Imagine being obese, having kids that spend 5 hours at a time at the dentist, and spending $60 or more on candy from the Dollar Tree. Plus, she got 5 buckets. But she has 6 kids that live at home with her. I guess since Brooklyn and Jaden are working full-time, they don't get a bucket. Just her 4 younger ones and Gregor, who is also obese.
Okay, I'm sorry. A girl has to do what a girl has to do. This is like my tree of life. Like,
a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. And that is why you are gaining weight at an alarming rate. Does she really not understand that constant guzzling of these high sugar drinks causes heart disease and diabetes?
Lunch, the lentils and rice.
She made 2 cups of this meal and is the only one that eats it. Maybe because the lentils sat in a 2,000-degree U-Haul in the Florida sun for 2+ weeks over 10 months ago and initially came from a discount store and were expired.
Asian nights. Over time, there's Stephen coming with his rollerblades. He likes having those. Loves flying through the house.
The American College of Surgeons recognized the following facts. More than 1,000 people die, and 350,000 people are seen in the emergency departments annually due to bicycle injuries in the United States. Helmets reduce the risk of head injury by 48%, traumatic brain injury by 53%, facial injury by 23%, and fatal injury by 34%. Bicycle-related head injuries and deaths have decreased in states that have enacted bicycle helmet laws. Bicycle helmet use has a known protective health benefit, yet pediatric populations have suboptimal rates, which increases the risk of severe injuries. As we can see, they're even studying what exactly are causing these parents to go against the science and what is best for the child, and risking their lives for no apparent reason. I can't imagine allowing a child to ride a bike, skates, skateboard, etc. unprotected, especially when you can get helmets for free. Amy could have Googled this just like I did, but unless Amy gets something out of it, she doesn't care. What are you going to do when your child hits their head and gets a TBI? Are you going to become their full-time caregiver, Amy? Are you going to put them in a care facility so that you don't have to deal with it? Or are you going to make it your new content and exploit their new disability?
When I went to our little Asian store in North Carolina, that little Asian lady was telling me how to make it. She said, you got that chicken bouillon. Chicken bouillon. You know what a chicken bouillon? I'm like, chicken bouillon?
Why does she always have to point out age and how little and old someone was? Also, why did she just mock an elderly Asian lady that was trying to help her out? I'll tell you why. Because Amy doesn't care about anyone's culture. She has made that clear many times. And of course she knows about chicken bouillon. It is one of her only food seasonings. Most people I know that burnt their taste buds out from meth use like to use a lot of these processed seasoning mixes. What they don't know is that it has a very high level of salt, MSG, and palm oil. About 50% of palm oil is made up of saturated fat, mainly palmitic acid. High intake of this type of fat can increase blood LDL, or bad cholesterol levels, boosting cardiovascular disease risk. There's Stephen falling. Perhaps she will go viral for having her kid fall and hit his head on camera. Not only is it disgusting to allow an 11-year-old to learn to skate without proper protection, but who wants those skate wheels outside at the skating rink and in the house where you walk around barefoot all the time? I can't imagine what kind of disease and feces that she drags around and into her bed with those big old dirty stompers of hers.
Safety, personal safety.
Why did we
protection.
get those things?
For personal safety.
Well, we've never lived in a neighborhood, but like
That's right.
in a busy area with lots of people and stuff around. So go ahead and test fire one,
Okay.
so they know kind of roughly how far it shoots.
Why don't these two ever plan out what they're going to say before they turn on the camera? They both sound ignorant, but Amy says she's here to teach people and encourage them. In reality, they are here to bumble through their boring everyday lives on camera so they can grift and benefit from people online that are too naive to know that these people are not here to give them anything but bad advice. These people have never lived around a lot of people, so they buy the kids a weapon, not when they lived in the mountains with bears and hermits and the kids walked around waiting for a bear to snatch them up. Makes sense. Give them some pepper spray in a busy neighborhood.
It was like a pencil thin stream.
Oh, it already shot out?
Right out.
Oh.
Here, let me come closer so you can see it. See it?
Oh,
So it's just a nice little pencil thin one, and it's a gel.
Ace.
Very cool. It's like a gel, and it's a super fine point that shoots it out.
It's a gel. like a gel, you know? And it's all over the grass and pool area. Cool, Greg.
Are you even recording me right now?
Yeah.
You are not. Look at the camera. Oh, honey, the cameras. She had the cameras aimed at my feet. I'm here talking like
Real fast,
trying to be all
is there
like
jello
cool
over
and
the
stuff.
ground like we're gonna have to walk on it?
No, it'll be fine.
Sure. If my
Yeah.
Amy is worried about her stompers burning, and all Greg can worry about is whether or not he looks cool while he mansplains about how to shoot some pepper spray. We get it, Greg. You turn it on, you push the button. I'm sure even Amy could have figured that one out alone. You got to explain it, though, for the sponsor, right? It would be much easier if Amy could understand how to promote her own sponsors on her own channel, though, so you wouldn't have to come on and waste your cool, Gregor.
Just a little bit over there.
Well,
No,
that's
mostly
pretty
went
cool.
into the grass,
Okay,
so.
very cool.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to get some of these Christmas.
So Steven just covered his eyes and sprayed it everywhere. That sounds like the exact thing you give an 11-year-old in a busy neighborhood. What's going to happen is they are going to end up spraying themselves or each other. If they want to be safe, they should grift some helmets.
Today is going to be this right here. Pie making day. I'm gonna put some eggs and we're gonna hard boil them. We're gonna make really good ones for deviled eggs.
Imagine being nearly 50 years old, claiming to be a homemaker for over 32 years, have written multiple how-to books on the subject, and still not understanding how to cook and peel a boiled egg. Furthermore, imagine trying to teach people how to homemake when you can't even learn simple techniques over a 30-year span of time.
Let's be hopeful.
That's what Gregor needs, all those pies.
All right, deviled eggs. Okay, I've done these for how long I've been cooking? 30 years. And there seems to be zero rhyme or reason to making the good eggs. People have given me tips and different things, and I've done all of them. I really think it matters, like, by chance, because, yeah, I cook these the same time like I did the last few times where they turned out.
Yeah, and they never turned out. Imagine honestly thinking something was up to chance simply because you do not understand the basic knowledge needed to correctly do said task. This is why she thinks that Norwex are magical. It's shocking how many basic principles of life that Amy appears to not have any understanding of.
Now, why is it some will come out smooth? I mean, for the most part, smooth like that. Then you come to like this. So I'm like,
Okay, Mega Mama, let me help you out again. Immediately, she begins looking around, talking, and pecking at the first egg. She turns the water off for some unknown reason while she continues to talk, look everywhere but at the egg, and peck at it with her dirty fingernails, never paying attention to actually peeling the hard-boiled egg. Let me explain this to you slowly, okay, Amy? Eggs have a membrane that will stick to the shell. It is best to prevent this sticking in the first place. You do this by adding the eggs to boiling water. Never add the eggs to cold water and then bring them to a boil. This causes the membrane to stick immediately. Next, be aware of the membrane. You can't just rip the shell off like a baby bird trying to escape. You have to create a break big enough for the water to get under the membrane so that the shell pulls away easily. Together, these two things will make your eggs a dream to peel. Don't rush. Pay attention. Place the eggs into boiling water and boil them for about 6 to 8 minutes. And run a light stream of cold water while you're peeling them. You're going to say, "But Squealer, I don't have cold water." Well, then you know what you can do? You have a refrigerator that has a cold water. Use that. You could put more water in your refrigerator and make it cold. Did you ever think of that? There are ways to get cold water, Amy. You have 2 refrigerators. Use your thinker, okay? But guess what, neighbors? Amy won't take any of this advice. She will say, it just didn't work for me. All because she refuses to cook things how they need to be cooked. She would rather just cook things the fastest way possible. And that is why every single one of her meals ends up inconsistent. Sometimes the kids will eat them and sometimes they won't. Because you never know what Amy's food will taste like or look like because it's made different every single time. Those eggs look like actual rubber. It's amazing.
This is right here. We're looking good. I should do a thumbnail.
Of course, she can't stop what she's doing and take a nice photo for the thumbnails. That would take too much time. And all of Amy's content and cooking is rushed.
Look at how much easier that is, Amy. That peels very nice. You don't lose half the vegetable. Nice. Okay. Maybe you'll see me peeling my potatoes with that. We'll see. We might. We will see. And then the tomato one is awesome because look at it. Literally, it's jagged. So your tomatoes now smushy because if you use a regular one, sometimes if it's not super sharp, it gets real mushy. You know,
Smushy, mushy. Those are the words of a teacher, mind you. Of course, she just used the peeler and the knife straight out of the manufacturer's box. No need to wash the grime from the factory or shipping off of them. The kids eat worse than that every day anyways.
it's going to be good. I'm just going to put a little bit of tomato. Greg doesn't love the tomato at all in there, but it just makes it a little prettier with everything. So we're just going to...
That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you obtain and maintain a 30-year marriage. You lie, cheat, and add ingredients into their food that they hate.
What I'm going to do is add the Miracle Whip to the noodles here, and then just mix this up. This is very simple, delicious, Grandma Sammy's recipe. Same, nothing's changed over the years. And just mix it up, and then add salt and pepper to it, and call it done. Sometimes you have to add some Miracle Whip the next day if it absorbs it.
She added about a fourth of that gallon to the pasta salad. This is for Greg, though. You can't kill someone with healthy food, can you? This Miracle Whip is 50 calories and 150 milligrams of sodium for 1 tablespoon. It has soybean oil as its #1 ingredient. Soybean oil has been linked to obesity and diabetes and potentially autism, Alzheimer's disease, anxiety, and depression. Add now to this growing list ulcerative colitis, a form of inflammatory bowel disease or IBD, characterized by chronic inflammation of the large intestine. Yum!
I'll go swimming this afternoon for a little bit. I gotta take Brooklyn to work and then come back, and then we'll just kind of chill for a little bit, and then we'll go tonight to our fun roller skating, which will be so fun.
Why is she leaning on the Miracle Whip? Because she's so tired from making the pasta salad? Nope, it's because her back hurts, and instead of going to the gym and actually walking every single day to build up her strength, she eats gallons of Miracle Whip and cases of soda to gain even more weight to add to her sciatica issues.
We didn't get to do it yesterday. I went to get the stuff. I'm like, oh, we'll decorate. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have any hooks. So Jaden was out, so I said, do you think you could stop and get some hooks? She got some for us yesterday. And then, so we'll do that tonight. And that's no worries. We'll do it tonight and get that decorated.
I guess she already forgot her lie from yesterday. We didn't get to decorating the tree. We instead opted to swim. So did she opt to swim, or did she not have hooks? Which is it, Amy? Did you forget your lie? Why didn't she just say they didn't decorate? Why did she have to lie and say they opted to swim? Lies. Not to mention, she also has to pretend they swim all the time and love the pool in Florida.
It's Thanksgiving morning, so I am going to start making all of our food for the day so that it can be done. We can eat. The goal is to eat earlier. I'm going to mix a little bit of this up with it, and then pour it over top of it. It'll already be kind of crushed up. It'll be good. Usually we do the smoker. I've smoked our ham for years, so this will be definitely something I haven't done for a long time. Always good to do something different. Good way to use up the ice cream top.
This lady spent several dollars on ice cream topper a few weeks ago, and instead of saving it for ice cream down the road, she's going to use it on processed ham in a crock pot. She could get the same effect from some sugar. I guess it wouldn't be Amy Maryon if it made sense though, right?
A can of Coke over it. Put the lid on and turn on high and let it cook. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is some cheesy potatoes. So I've got hash browns right here. Into this, I'm going to add 2 things of homemade creamy chicken soup, a thing of nacho cheese, sour cream, because it's what we have, and regular cheese.
These cheesy potatoes are nothing but processed garbage. The amount of sodium in this dish, once she adds the insane amounts of chicken bouillon into the cream of chicken homemade horribleness, the cheddar cheese sauce and sour cream, it's ridiculous. This cheddar cheese sauce she buys is $10, but it has 80 calories and 550 milligrams of sodium in a quarter of a cup. People will ask, but Squealer, why can't I eat cheddar cheese every day of my life? Cheddar cheese has fairly high levels of saturated fat compared to other dairy products. Eating foods high in saturated fats can raise your cholesterol levels and put you at risk of cardiovascular disease. This lactate sour cream that she uses is 60 calories for just 2 tablespoons. It has 3.5 grams of saturated fat per serving size. Is sour cream unhealthy to eat? Eating sour cream in moderation is fine. Most sour cream is high in fat and calories, so eating more than a serving suggestion may be bad for heart health. Saturated fat is a type of dietary fat. It's one of the unhealthy fats, along with trans fat. These fats are most often solid at room temperature. Foods like butter, palm and coconut oils, cheese, red meat, all have high amounts of saturated fats. Average men should eat no more than 30 grams per day. The average woman should eat no more than 20 grams of saturated fat per day.
Mexican. He's trying to get all the cheese off the floor.
Don't worry, kids, and make sure you keep laughing because it's you that eats Thanksgiving dinner made by someone who not only never washes their hands, touches the garbage can a million times while they're cooking, but also feeds the dog and touches the kitchen mats, all while preparing your Thanksgiving dinner. Eat up!
Beans. Pour it in a bowl. That's it. So, that's another dish all done. Something else my family requested was this box stuffing. That was it. Everybody likes it easy.
Does she make anything that isn't easy? Every single thing she makes has to be instant processed foods. She's been a mother and homemaker for 30 plus years and can't make a thing of stuffing without a box. Don't worry, she'll add her nasty cream of crap and it'll be extra deadly. How much sodium can Amy get into one dish? Let me know in the comments.
I'm gonna add it, and I'm gonna add a can of cream of chicken soup to it, like right there. That's gonna be good. For myself, I'm thinking ahead, like everybody's got their favorites. Every kid's got something they'll like. For me, I'm like, what's gonna be my favorite? So I'm gonna make my kale salad. I'll have my sweet potatoes, but I'm like, I love sauerkraut and kielbasa. So I'm like, why don't I just do a small bowl of that? So I'm going to.
So the kids will all have something they like, but she needs 3 things she likes? Got it.
Do my mac and cheese. I'm gonna do one with dairy and one with the lactose free. So what I did in this first one,
it's amazing how much mac and cheese this lady makes. Each time is different and each time is ridiculous.
nacho cheese, the canned cheddar cheese. This one is the Dia brand cheese. So just to give it a little bit more cheesier pizzazz, I'll add a little bit of the shreds in here. It's got mostly nacho cheese, so that's mostly the cheesy. This is just a variety of leftovers. Oh, I saw the blue spatula and I'm like, is that mold in my cheese? I think one time I did a video and I held a piece of cheese and I held up like this and there was mold on it. I didn't see it.
But she ate it.
What are you gonna do? Guess what? We're still here. Nobody died, but it's just...
Nobody died yet.
It was funny. I'm like, nice. Greg and I went to Texas Roadhouse the other day and I forgot so much about the cinnamon butter. I'm gonna mix them up and then put in a bowl so we can have with our rolls today. I'm just using country crap because we got a bunch.
These two always say they buy all of their treats because they don't go out to eat, but pay attention because you will see them eat out numerous times over the next few weeks. Just one of Amy's many fibs to make sure her followers think she's a frugal mama saving money. Also, of course, she's just using country crock. The cheapest is the winner in Amy's house. And what does she mean because she has a lot? She has a lot because she purchased it.
For me, no one else would eat this. Sweet potatoes easy. I'm just gonna smash them down, put some butter in there, salt. I'm gonna leave out the sugar.
She's gonna leave the sugar out of the sweet potatoes. This lady is begging for diabetes.
So the rolls I'm putting over here because the sun's coming in so it can sit in the sun and then let it rise with the sunshine. Good, I'm done. It's like 9 o'clock. What time did I start? 7:30. So hour and a half prep for food and I'm...
It took her an hour and a half to throw 2 processed hams in a crock pot with ice cream topper and a soda, throw some canned beans and box stuffing in some bowls, and make cheesy taters and mac and cheese, both from processed cheese. She should be ashamed of herself. She would have been better off going and buying a ham dinner from somewhere like old Jammy did for Thanksgiving after her husband ninja snatched their kid over a moldy bagel and she was trying to pretend still to be a happy mega mama.
We'll wait for probably about an hour and then I will put everything in the oven, get it rolling, and we're gonna eat about lunchtime today. So it'll be like kids are sleeping in, they're tired from skating.
When do her kids not sleep in?
Yesterday, and Brooklyn worked late, so skipping breakfast.
Of course, Brooklyn worked late. She works full time. Welcome to the real world at 17. Poor girl.
We'll just go right into big lunch. So put out some Christmas lights in the front. I think we had to wait until the day after Thanksgiving. That's the HOA rules in our neighborhood. I mean, you can follow them, you cannot, but the rules do state no outdoor decor for Christmas until the day after Thanksgiving. So abide by the rules. I don't make the rules. We just follow them. So we're gonna do that today too. It's just gonna be a good day.
So she just told us how she has to wait for the day after Thanksgiving to decorate, but it's Thanksgiving. So does she follow the rules or is she lying and it's not really Thanksgiving? Maybe Big Gregor couldn't be home for the real Thanksgiving, so this is Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Good enough. Oh, that's Maxine because Greg is out cutting grass.
So Gregor is mowing the grass on Thursday, which is supposedly Thanksgiving. No one I know mows on Thanksgiving, but it's Gregor, so who knows, right? And of course, Maxine is barking her head off. That dog is overweight and literally has no home training. She still messes on the floor. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's just a matter of time until she escapes out the front and is hit by a car.
And there is, squirrels ready to attack them at the same time. So dinner is done. So this is the ham. Okay, this ham is more
dry. That ham doesn't even look real. That ham looks like the ham that's left on the table in a horror movie when the people disappear and people come in years later to see the abandoned ham dinner. This is exactly how it looks 3 years later.
More like, I don't like that as much as this is more like a real ham, I feel like.
I don't like either one of those.
This was the Kentucky one, I think, so I think this is going to be the favorite, but we'll see. They like this one, but this turned out really, really good. We've got our sweet potatoes, we've got our kielbasa and sauerkraut, we've got our stuffing.
Those baked beans are so dry. What did she do? Heat them up in the microwave for 3 days?
Baked beans, the cheesy potatoes.
It looks like they are crusty.
So cheesy. Okay.
Where's cheesy? Show me cheesy. That is crusty.
How good and delicious. The rolls were good. We got those all done.
Why does her oven cook uneven? Why? Tell me why.
Cheesy mac and cheese. Yeah, that's like some cheese, hopefully. That's appreciative.
This lady is a teacher. She has the sole responsibility to teach humans that are going to be a part of our society, and she absolutely does not know what words mean. It is one thing to misspeak sometimes, but Amy cannot get through an entire video without making numerous mistakes that are not from filming, but from ignorance. It's no wonder that her children do not read.
This is the dairy-free stuff. I'm anxious to see.
I'd be anxious too if I made something for my children that looked that brittle. That is supposed to be cheesy potatoes and mac and cheese, and it looks like it's dehydrated.
I like it. So that's the mac and cheese.
That spoon doesn't even break through the top. It's like cheese glue. Imagine this processed glob hitting your gut. It's no wonder they're always sick. I would be sick just looking at this Thanksgiving dinner. I hope Lauren is very pleased with herself, because after seeing this disaster, it is a fact that everything was better for this family when Lauren played mom.
Good. And then over here, we've got deviled eggs. We've got some kale salad and macaroni salad. So we're going to eat, and then we're watching Christmas shows, and then we're going to go enjoy some time out, and then we also have slushies outside.
Of course they have slushies outside.
Just finished a good Thanksgiving dinner.
Why? Why you come putting it on me?
The kids are so funny. They're all like, why do we have to go do something?
Oh my goodness. I'm sitting in the living room, going to bending over trying to tie my shoe, going, because I can't even reach because my belly's so full.
No, Gregor, you can't reach your feet because you've gained at least 50 pounds since you and Amy reconciled last year. It hasn't even been a full 12 months, and you have aged at least 10 years and gained at least 50 pounds. Do you not see that? Do you think it's normal to not be able to bend over and touch your feet after eating?
What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead to that rye preservative.
Right here.
We'll be there for it's not that big of a spot.
Mm-hmm. Come and show them my pool too.
When we get back.
Come and see it.
Well, no, when we get back. When we get back.
Are you denying my
We are.
pool?
The kids are in the car waiting.
Oh, they are.
For an hour. Then we'll be back in an hour. Then we're going to come home and do our outside. Let me show you the preview.
Oh,
This is what we got. Dun, dun, dun. Look at. Oh, that's our preview. Can you see?
So she doesn't have time to show us his project he's been working on because the kids are out in the car, but she had plenty of time to show us her preview of her new Christmas lights. I wonder when Gregor is going to leave her again. I get that he's not a great catch, but how long can you treat someone like a second-class citizen before they want to leave and try to be a first-class citizen somewhere else? So she told Brooklyn they aren't going to do the beachy thing, but literally spent hundreds of dollars on beachy tree decorations.
But this is.
But for now, we're going to do trees out front. We're going to do some trees.
Because in our HOA, it's the day after Thanksgiving.
So technically, we're a little bit ahead, but it's almost the nighttime before. So.
Notice how she had to talk over Gregor to remind him that in make-believe Amy land, it's still Thanksgiving. There's no way they would both mention having to wait until after Thanksgiving and still put everything up on Thanksgiving. It is after Thanksgiving. She's just a liar.
So we have 3 more hours. So technically, we won't turn anything on until the day after Thanksgiving.
This kid is doomed. No 11-year-old should ride any bike that is too big for them, let alone an e-bike that can go 20 plus miles per hour with no effort. Imagine not caring about your children's safety, especially when you can get helmets for free in America these days.
Okay,
So, let me explain how in pain I am right now.
you.
Oh my goodness. Thanksgiving dinner?
Delicious.
Up, down, up, down. Every time I bend over, it was like,
So it's good.
So he tried to tell us he was tired, and she says, you? Like she worked harder than him and is more tired. He tried to tell us how the Thanksgiving dinner made him feel after going up, down, doing the work, and she had to speak over him and remind him that it was delicious. I wonder if anyone ever gives her compliments without her having to talk over and force them out. Her meal was heavy and unhealthy, and they lied about not lighting up those trees until after Thanksgiving because it's not really Thanksgiving. And why couldn't she just tell us they were celebrating late? Because she would have had to tell you she lied about Gregor's job or lack thereof.
Great Thanksgiving today.
Oh my goodness.
It was so good.
Different and nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Rest day. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Peace.
It is Friday, the day after Thanksgiving for me.
So she celebrated Thanksgiving on Thursday with the coffee bar. And now it's Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and she's putting the coffee bar together? Nah, she was lying. Thanksgiving was filmed Saturday, and this is Sunday, and the coffee bar was put together on Friday before Thanksgiving and threw in with this video because Amy is a horrible liar, storyteller, and vlogger.
There is no bread setting on there, so I usually put it in there, let it rise, but instead we got some sunshine. So the rolls I'm putting over here because the sun's coming in so it can sit in the sun, and then let it rise with the sunshine. So that was good. That's the kids' favorite. They're like, hot cocoa bar. They were so happy to see a hot cocoa bar.
Yeah, because they don't have enough junk food, snacks, and processed crap every single day. Maybe they'll get to go back to the dentist for another 5 hours again real soon.
Neighbor had come by, or one of our neighbors had come by and started talking to me, so I stopped for a minute, and sweet, love our little neighbors that live here. I think this is where she came. There she is. There she was. I went and talked to her.
Why did she close the door so darn quick when the neighbor walked up? Probably because her house stinks. Her AC doesn't work properly, so they have 8 bodies cooped up in a house that is too small and doesn't have proper airflow. Gross. She should have just ran inside and acted like she didn't see the neighbor. It looks like she spent $25 to decorate it. Imagine moving into a $650,000 neighborhood where everyone decorates their front porch and this is all you can muster. Her neighbors must think she's poor. And if she was going to put all those red berries in the trees, why'd she return the welcome mat that had red on it? Wouldn't it have matched with the red from the berries? Week 1 dinners, walking tacos, chicken curry with pot stickers. There was no food mentioned on Wednesday because they went rollerblading and pizza is involved. Thanksgiving, they had a ham dinner, and no food was mentioned while she decorated the house. That was most likely because these days where no food was mentioned, they were filmed on a day when she did make food. Amy doesn't do random filming, and she definitely doesn't film every day.
And then Saturday we worked outside, grass cutting and power washing and...
Sounds like their Fakesgiving was definitely on Saturday. Remember Gregor mowing the lawn?
We were swimming in the pool and then Sunday came and then Saturday night we did shopping. So we went to Walmart late at night. I needed to get a few more things because I sat down, I planned out some breakfast meals and things that I could freeze. All right, we just got back from Walmart. So Walmart, it was $120. So $120 sure is like back in the day. $120, I'll be making some freezer meals for the month with.
$120 on nothing but processed meat, breads, cheese, and sugar after just spending $355 5 days ago. Frugal mama.
I'm gonna put these over here real quick. What I'm gonna do is make breakfast pizza. This is really yummy, simple, easy. I'm gonna make some gravy in the microwave probably, and then scramble some eggs and just sprinkle bacon on top, cheese. Easy, doesn't take a lot of work. They love it, everybody loves it.
So she's gonna take processed pitas and put processed gravy and processed meat on it, and it's gonna be easy and delicious. What she's really doing is making a heart disease pita bomb. One of those mini pizzas for her children is over 435 calories and has over 880 milligrams of sodium in it. That's almost half of their sodium needed for the entire day. Don't worry, she doesn't need to taste it as she adds in the seasoning. She just guesses, and she'll know when her family refuses to eat it that she messed it up. I honestly think Amy is a non-taster. She has burnt out her taste buds, and that's why she has to use gallons of bouillon, because without it, she can't taste anything. Even when she makes the kids salad, it has to have processed noodles, chips, and bouillon on it. Again, doesn't she think of the sodium in these meals? She just added fakey Doritos to their already overly processed pasta salad for lunch. That was about another 1,100 milligrams of sodium. They're now at 1,980 milligrams of sodium for the day, and that's if they didn't have seconds.
today was one of those days we kind of talked about what our budget was going to be for Christmas this weekend, and so I said, why don't I order today, because it's Cyber Monday, so you can get most of the deals, for the most part. There was some that was pretty cheap, some were regular price, and so what I did is I just ordered one child, and I got their balance, and I'm like, okay, I added it to what I already got, did the next one, and then went on down, so I've got one more to do. So I was like, so that took time. That definitely takes time doing that, and then I was like, I have to take Brooklyn to work, so I ran down here.
So she got her kids presents for Christmas by allowing them to go online and order what they wanted, and then she had to pay for it, so it took a long time. Do they only have one electronic to look at Amazon with? Also, this is not abnormal or anything to vlog about, Amy. Everyone that takes care of their children does this. Plus, why even celebrate Christmas if you don't care about it? She can't even be bothered to go online and look for gifts for her children. She lets them do it herself because she doesn't know anything about them. How could she when she's filming all the time? Plus, we all know she rushes through everything. You can't learn about your children when you're rushing through raising them. At 16 in Amy's house, you're a full-grown, work 24/7, feed yourself adult. It makes me sick. Imagine the places her kids could go if they had actual parents that were there for them, not just to take advantage of them and degrade their futures with a life of health issues.
So that, what I threw together, was just Pioneer Women's Sloppy Joe. Easy, find the recipe online, it's good, it tastes great, and I threw a bunch of fries in the oven, and that's it, and that's good and done.
Have you noticed Amy's pattern of having a quick, easy, get it done, no matter the consequences from rushing and not paying attention to the details attitude? Once again, she's fed these kids fast, processed crap for dinner. The Sloppy Joes with French fries add about another 2,200 milligrams of sodium to their day. If her children ate these 3 meals today, they ate over 4,000 milligrams of sodium. It is recommended that people this age should have no more than 18 to 2,200 milligrams of sodium a day. These kids get double. And this is not just one day. As you will see in this video, this is nearly every day, every single week. Amy is not a happy homemaker vlogger. She is an abusive mother who exploits her children's childhood to pay for her and Gregor's life, and she's been doing it to multiple kids for multiple years.
Tuesday, happy Tuesday morning to you. It's still dark outside, but I'm up and ready. Today is going to be a breakfast freezer meal making day.
Oh, good. She pre-made the processed slop this time. She couldn't even be bothered to cook or season the potatoes, but I'm guessing that those will be the best things because they won't be overly seasoned and cooked to hell and back by the time the kids eat them. I don't know why she wastes her time making these breakfast things for her kids, who she has said a million times likes making their own breakfast and are enjoying making their own eggs, and Autumn likes making her own little pancakes. Anything for content though, right, Amy? Yes, she made her family a million sweet muffins because everyone needs a 300 to 400 calorie sugar bomb multiple times a day or even a week. Muffins' nutritional value is like donuts. You shouldn't eat either one every day.
I feel like it's winter here, and the only reason I say that, because I'm in sleeveless, is my kids just went for a bike ride and came back, and Steven's like, do we have a beanie? Do we have any gloves? I'm like, no, I don't have a beanie or any gloves. Do you need that? And he's like, it's freezing outside. So it is, what is it? It's 59 degrees. They're riding their bike, so I think that's why, but I had to laugh. I was like, is it that cold outside?
This lady just told us a story about her 11-year-old child in which she mocked him and literally laughed out loud at him because he's cold in the wintertime while outside. But because Amy is ignorant and didn't bring any of his winter clothes to her sunny Florida heaven, it is his fault, and she decided to tell the world, like his pain is entertainment for her followers. Might not seem like a big deal until someone else uses this video, huh? Now, when he grows up and he doesn't want to be seen on her channel anymore, it won't matter. She is creating these videos and they will be here forever. Imagine when you get married and your spouse could look back and watch all of your childhood, all of the holidays, your dinner every night, all the times your parents fought, and every time you came in saying it was cold. This isn't normal. or okay.
About a minute, and then we'll take them out. And then we're going to put them down on the cookie sheet, and I'll put everything bagel seasoning on them, and then we're going to put them in the oven.
This lady literally makes the exact same processed sodium slop over and over again. It's no wonder the family has all gotten so portly.
So I did 20 different breakfasts today.
So the sugar bomb muffins are considered breakfast. Of course.
The muffins are really good. They are like where you pull, it's not going to be soft. Like, it is soft inside, but it's like crunchy on the outside. Does that make sense? Like, but it's more like a gingerbread cookie.
Yum. Everyone wants to break their tooth on a muffin. Yay. Plus, why is she eating more and more on camera? This isn't a mukbang channel now to get money, is it?
Feeling very much my element. My back is a little sore. It's been a long time. It's been a while. It has been a while, but it feels good, and I didn't have to do it like all day. It's only 1:30, so that's not too bad. I started at, 4:30, almost 5 o'clock this morning, so not bad for all these breakfasts. That's going to last for the entire month. 20 different breakfasts, which is great.
So she took 9 hours today to make muffins, bagel bombs, breakfast sandwiches, and burritos. Why? They all had the same stuff inside. Why would she waste 9 hours in one day to make a bunch of breakfasts after we have already seen her children make their own breakfasts? She doesn't need to spend 9 hours in a month to make breakfasts. She buys cereal and milk all the time. She complains that she's always so busy, but it's because she does things the worst way every time. Her kids will be sick of these frozen breakfasts by the end of the first week, and she'll have a hard time getting them to eat them up. The muffins probably won't get eaten because they're hard and dense and nasty, and her kids don't even like muffins. Don't believe me? Better beef up on your Maryon knowledge. She has said it herself multiple times. She makes muffins because they are cheap to bake. Cheap as flour, cheap sugar, cheap eggs, and fakey butter. The kids get fed, and she keeps her money for her love shack and retirement with Gregor. She's making money off of her children, but not reimbursing them or even properly caring for them. But I'm the bad guy for talking about it. If she skipped this freezer making day, she would have had 9 hours free for the week to hit the gym.
We were gone yesterday for the dentist. So now when you have a lot of kids and you go to the dentist, like, it's awesome. I'm thankful that they take more than one child in at a time. And so what has happened over the years is some dentists only do, like, if they have like a cavity or some kind of work that has to be done, they only do like one at a visit, or sometimes they'll do two, or it just takes longer. So you're going back and forth a gazillion times. And when you have 6 kids that go, that's a lot of running. So I'm very thankful we found a dentist that doesn't believe in that. And she believes in, you know what? Let's get it all done the same day you come in for your cleaning. I'm like, yes. So, but what that means is you're there for a long, long time. We got back here at 4:15 yesterday after leaving at 9:25 yesterday.
So 5+ hours at the dentist is wild, even when you have 6 kids. It doesn't matter if you have 1 kid or 11 kids. You should be teaching proper tooth brushing, flossing, etc., so they don't have to have anything other than a cleaning done. My daughter is about to be 13 and has never had to have anything but a cleaning done. She wouldn't have to worry about going back a gazillion times for cavities if her kids didn't drink exorbitant amounts of sugary drinks like soda pop and full sugar slushies regularly, and eat buckets of sugary treats daily. Perhaps Miss Barb should send a Visa card for dental work.
We were home for about 10 minutes. I grabbed my laptop, grabbed some paper so I could make some notes of things I have to do, and then we went back out for nighttime, for the kids have a homeschool thing they go to. And then we got home at, I don't even know what time was it, 7:45 last night, and I was like,
This lady takes her kids to an open skate night and calls it a homeschool thing. That way, if the Florida Board of Education ever questions her homeschooling, she can say, heck yeah, they did plenty of homeschool stuff. I bet she counts Autumn's babysitting and Jensen mowing the lawn as high school credits in the shamey school of Maryons.
Jump in the pool. I was like cracking up. He had a long day too. He was running a couple of the kids too and picking them up, and I'm like, let's just meet in the pool tonight. And so we got home and I got the bathing suit on, went outside, stepped in the pool, and I was like, ooh, it's a little bit too chilly.
Greg was running a few of the kids in his two-seater Audi TT. Sure he was. This lady doesn't even like the pool. I don't know why she insisted on getting one. Imagine what she could have gotten for $650,000 if she didn't insist on a pool. She might be able to afford that bigger microwave she's always harping on.
Because I thought of it this morning. So I'm going to put those over here and let them heat up. And I've got a pot of water boiling. This is just frozen. So that you have to add chicken broth to it. Make sure that big chunk doesn't go in there. Okay, you're supposed to put onion in there, and I just didn't want to do that. And then a little bit of celery seed, because again, I don't have any celery. Just a little tiny bit. Is that it? And pepper. You're supposed to add
Amy has been a homemaker for 30 plus years, and she's supposed to be teaching young mamas how an everyday frugal mama of a big family does things. But she doesn't even know that adding onion powder and onion salt will never be the same as adding an onion, and neither will celery seed taste like real celery. She makes changes in recipes that don't make sense and won't taste good. It's why her family doesn't eat her slop, and she ends up spending most of their budget on pre-made, overly processed foods. She can't taste to flavor things, so it's easier to get her kids to eat things she didn't actually cook. She just heated it up.
cheese and stuff to it, but I don't have to because it's pretty good. I might do, I have a little bit of like Mexican shredded cheese. That's just a little tiny bit to use up. But this is really good. It's just basically a good mac and cheese with spaghetti. Chicken Eddie, they call it. And with the chicken. Let me get the little bit of cheese out. It's because we're gathering up fragments, using them up, so.
She's gathering fragments. Why? She just went to the store last week. And pay attention to the macaroni and cheese counter, because these kids literally live off of it. And these are only the meals that we see.
For some Christmas and December goodies. A lot of just different extra treats. A lot. I think I'll be over budget, but Christmas for one, and I'm doing some freezer meals. So if you throw that into December, Christmas, and all the snacks and all the fun things, and freezer meals, it's gonna be good, but January will be a little bit less. It's okay.
She just went and spent nearly $400 less than a week ago for Thanksgiving food and freezer meals. Now she's saying this is for Christmas and birthdays. This lady will always have an excuse to overspend and overeat absolute utter crap.
Well, we gotta get this in the house. Let's go see everything we got. Okay, we are home and in the house now. We had a little trauma. Oh my goodness, we got home. Maxine ran outside and she was in the front. Usually she stays right with us. A motorbike went flying by and she bolted after it. And I was like, oh my goodness, she went flying. Did not come back, did not listen. So we had to get in the car, drive down. Thankfully, she just went around the corner in the neighborhood and went into somebody's garage. So I was like, oh my goodness. So
I told you, it's only a matter of time until Maxine is ran over because Amy doesn't even try to protect her or train her. She is only 5 years old and could easily learn to not go out that front door without a harness and a leash on. She could easily train her to come back when she does go out, but Amy just owns a dog. She doesn't know or care anything about them. That dog has no consistency in life and no home training, just like Amy's kids.
Use fat, but that's what I got.
It's what you need. Why does this lady insist on buying full fat and full sugar everything? Most likely, it's because just like she said, she can't taste anything, so she needs overly flavored foods.
Got some for him, got some for him, got some for him. So this is going to go into his snack bin as well for Christmas. And then these.
So a follower commented to Amy, I know Greg is an adult and can make his own decisions about what he eats, but do you ever worry about potential health issues based on his diet? And one of Amy's very rude bootlickers said, how do you know what he eats? He seems just fine. Stop telling people what to eat and let them make that decision for themselves. She cooks a lot of food herself, so they eat fine. Everything in moderation. Nancy, first off, Amy doesn't do anything in moderation. You could see that in her food plates and recent increase in size. You could see it in her excess of kids. You could see it in the excess candy and food she buys. Also, how do we know what he eats? Because his wife makes a video 5 days a week showing what they ate. And then on Fridays, she pre-cooks for the weekend and shows us what they eat on the weekend. I can tell you what she has fed her family for 12 straight weeks, with only 4 or 5 days unaccounted for. It is you that has no idea what they're talking about. Greg has gained a substantial amount of weight in the last 10 months. We have seen her make him cookies to hide in his room at least 20 times. What this person asked is a legit question we should all be asking her. Is she purposely trying to harm Gregor with food? We know she is the one in charge of buying it and preparing it all.
Everything's everywhere because the kids helped me bring it in. We were in a hurry because I've been gone all day.
Box foods, candy, pasta, sauces, sweets. Yeah. Canned foods, cookies, dairy, mac and cheese. She got all of the basics, right? Looking good. Bunch of processed stuff. Yeah, those cookies, they're going to love them. It's not like they don't get enough cookies. This is a great shopping haul. She'll be able to make 4 meals with this. Oh, look it. She got 3 things of chicken. Oh my gosh. All processed meats, soda, candy, ragu sauce. It's all processed. Everything this woman buys is processed. Sauerkraut, so she can make sure she gets her sodium up. She buys a lot of fluoride too, and she never buys toothpaste. That's probably because they don't brush their teeth. Who fluorides their teeth but doesn't use toothpaste? Amy. Processed cheese, soda, hummus, candy, chips, literally sugar. Everything her family doesn't need. Monster, cup of noodles. Yeah. Bunch of candy. This has to be the worst haul that a family of 8 could ever purchase. Literally. Nothing here is where she could food prep a big amount of food and make it actual frugal. Nothing Amy does is what she says she's trying to do. Processed meat, 2 processed hams. Could you imagine buying 2 processed hams to feed your family over the month? Oh, never mind, she bought 3.
So
this is ridiculous.
But it's good. I was thinking, I'm like, I feel like I've been in the car all day driving, but I'm like, oh, I have been driving and shopping. I'm like, but you know what? I'll be done. I'll get it all done in one day, be finished, and not have to worry about it anymore. So, all right, let's go.
So she got more. She got more processed food, bologna, dairy, eggs, pie. Oh, a bunch of treats. This is exactly what the family needed. Looking good, Amy. These hauls, what she spent over $500 on these hauls. And she probably has enough food for literally 9 days. 9 meals. Could you imagine buying all these treats and only having enough for 9 days worth of meals? Because she spends so much money on soda. Could you imagine spending $70 a month on soda? You know what you could do with $70 a month? Go to the gym.
This cupboard was all a mess.
She wastes so much time. She couldn't have had one of the kids come over and straighten this out. She had to sit on the floor and fix it because the kids are so lazy when they put things away, they just throw it in there. Maybe when she's teaching them how to clean, she could teach them this so she won't have to sit and do her cupboards once a week minimum.
I need to clean it, so that is what I was doing here, just straightening it. Sometimes it gets put away wrong and just cleaning it as you need it. Okay, I had to come outside to, it's real noisy in the house. We had it's Saturday morning really for us, so other girls are at work and...
Wait, so now Autumn and Maddie work on the weekends too? It will just be a matter of time before Autumn, who is only 15, is working full time. I bet she graduates this year. So by the time she's 16, she could spend max time working low-wage jobs. Jensen's 14. Maybe she'll just graduate them together like she did Jaden and Brooklyn. Brooklyn just turned 17, and she's already been working full time for almost a year. Amy isn't helping her kids. She's setting them up for a lifetime of low-wage jobs and burnout by the time they're in their 30s. Why have 10 kids if you never planned on being able to afford them? You know why? They expected God to pay for them. They expected God to teach them and to raise them on up. Well, how's that going for them?
Easy Saturday. I pulled out our advent calendar, our puzzle calendar, because we missed 2 days, so we got that out to do. We got slush outside.
3D printer off.
3D printer off. They're having fun with that.
Slushy's outside again.
With stuff, so it's all good. So I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I gotta go.
Hang out with me. Watch me make a
I wish. I gotta go do stuff. I got life to do, honey. All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
He said, spend time with me, and she literally laughed in his face and said she had stuff to do, like life. I couldn't imagine being married to someone that made me cringe every time I thought about being around them. This is why every time they're together, they're trying to convince us that they're into each other. Also, why do you think Gregor is always wearing Aeropostale? Let me know in the comments.
I've only got a few. We only got 4 here. And so I'm thinking I've got to use up those burgers, and I've got some buns to use up, and I got a little bit of fries.
Burgers sound amazing.
And some corn on the cob. So I thought, why don't I put that? We'll do it on the smoker, and we'll just do everything on the smoker, and that'll be, well, not the fries. That would be weird, but it'll be good. And then we're doing Brooklyn's birthday party, or not her party, her cake celebration tonight. So we're going to do that, and then she already got her birthday present and stuff, so we thought we'd do that later, and it's a good Saturday. That's
It's going to be a great Saturday.
It's a good Saturday. I'm going to have some lunch. Saturday doing egg roll in a bowl. So good. I'm going to eat. And this is all of our dinner here. I just laid it all out, and everybody's kind of make their burgers as they want, and here's some leftover veggies, and we had fries with bacon, so it was delicious. This is my plate here. It was really, really good.
So, hamburgers and french fries for dinner tonight. Sounds about right for a busy mega mama that doesn't care about their family's nutrition. Now I don't want to hear, "But Squealer, this is just one meal. She doesn't show us everything." Well, she showed us she had egg roll in a bowl for lunch and hamburgers for dinner with the processed breakfast sausage and the egg roll slop and the french fries and hamburger patty. She is well over her sodium allowance for the day. Once again, this is every day, every week, all the time, because Amy would rather spend her money on things for her, not on healthy foods for her kids. She says God wants her to do this channel, but do you really think God wants her to rush through the day and make an easy, unhealthy dinner nearly every night just so she can cosplay a happy homemaker online? I don't think he would.
Her birthday a little bit earlier, she was going to be gone, and so
17-year-old flying across the country to go see her boyfriend that she works full-time to go pay for these tickets. Imagine saying someone is saving for a car when in reality they're saving to go back home to see their boyfriend.
She wanted a pound cake and strawberries, and I'm like, okay, that's why we got the Sara Lee one. Yes, I could have made one, but we just needed a small one and something quick and easy.
Even Brooklyn's 17th birthday has to be celebrated quick and easy. Also, we know she didn't make the pound cake because it would turn out like Jaden's turned out. Crap. Imagine being a homemaker who makes your living online selling your family's home life, but you can't make a pound cake yourself.
So we did. So tonight we were going to have strawberries, pound cake, and Cool Whip. That's what she wanted, and there is ice cream too. So I told some kids, we need to eat up the ice cream. It's been in there for a few months, so time to use it up.
They need to eat it up, but she keeps buying ice cream.
The strawberries was real good. The second one was real white. I was like, So I kept trying them to make sure they were good, and they were. So this worked out. We're going to have pound cake strawberries for dessert tonight, and it's a good day. It's a good day.
What the heck? What the heck is that homemade doll Steven is carrying? Amy can get 50 robot vacuums, but her 11-year-old has to make his own dolls? And why is he carrying it like it's dead and presenting it to Brooklyn on her birthday? Why would Amy leave this in? Because she has no content and wants to make sure she knows what a good mom she is to buy her 17-year-old full-time working kid that she loves a Sara Lee pound cake. So this week they had sloppy joes and fries, decorated the house and didn't mention food. Most likely they had mac and cheese or ramen noodles. Then she made chicken Eddie with a pound of cheese sauce and twice over frozen chicken. Then she had another clip day of shopping where she didn't mention food again, and then finished the week with processed hamburger patties and frozen french fries. After last week's sodium-laden Thanksgiving pig swill, you could see that this is not rare for the Maryons. They eat like this every single week.
Like good old traditional this. Sugar was one of those things where it was like the seal was going bad, I need to replace it, and I just set it aside, let somebody else do that. And then like I keep the slow cooker, and I like the slow cooker, and it works. So I'm like, I probably will just keep with this. Will I go back to a pressure cooker? Maybe, but for now, no.
She mentions a pressure cooker every single time she cooks with the slow cooker and how it stopped working because she wants a sponsor or a sub to send her a new one. It's called grifting, and it is how Amy decorates her house and stocks her home. Why else would any one family have a team of vacuum robots? By the way, do you hear the noise in the background? That's because Amy doesn't care about her viewers or her content quality. She's making content solely for money. I bet God told her to do that too, right?
So what I'm gonna do is add a lot of seasonings here. I'm gonna add, this is, I don't know, it's a seasoning salt. I'm probably just gonna add a lot of it. Don't worry about under seasoning, over seasoning.
Don't listen to this lady about seasoning. She just pours anything in and hopes for the best. That is not how you season food. She doesn't care though because she can't taste. And if her kids don't like it, they can have ramen or a bologna sandwich. Amy doesn't care about nutrition. Her goal is to make a video for the day as quickly as possible and get into bed as early as she can and scroll the internet while her kids raise themselves.
I think it has salt, pepper, garlic in it. I'm gonna add a little bit of chicken bouillon because
she needs seasoning salt and chicken bouillon because she doesn't know what's in either one of them. How can she know what the chicken is going to taste like if she doesn't even know what spices are in it? I'll tell you how. She can't, and she doesn't care. But I'm the mean one for pointing that out. Nah, she's a bad person because she's literally poisoning her family with sodium. Does she think about diabetes, high cholesterol, her future? Nope. So why would she think about her children's?
I'm gonna put the lid on this. I'll put it on high for a little bit, and maybe if you want to, you can leave it on low. Just let it cook all day. It's gonna be too full for a while because it's frozen salad, so I'm gonna get some foil to cover the tops because there's a hole. Just like that until that starts cooking and starts cooking down and I can put the lid on it. So I will put this, I guess I'll just stick it right here in the corner.
It's great homemaking to have the nasty vacuum up on the kitchen counter by your open crock pot full of chicken. I hope you kids are still laughing. Plus, this lady has been cooking for 30 plus years and she doesn't understand the danger zone, 40 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. This range of temperatures is often called the danger zone. That's why the Meat and Poultry Hotline advises consumers to never leave food out of refrigeration for over 2 hours. If the temperature is above 90 degrees, food should not be left out for more than 1 hour. This frozen crockpot chicken is going to go from frozen into the danger zone and stay there throughout most of the day, especially because she puts so much and the top can't sit on properly. According to the USDA, you should always thaw meat or poultry before putting it into the slow cooker, just for this reason. Once again, Amy is not making content to help anyone. She doesn't even know how to cook for herself. She's spreading misinformation that could actually kill someone, including her own family. If you do this in your slow cooker, you should stop immediately.
What we're doing is I'm making mac and cheese in a box. That's okay. Whatever you want to do. We're making that, and then Amazon delivery guys here, so there'll be more Christmas presents. Hopefully get wrapped up this afternoon, and then we're gonna go sit down and do all of our school stuff as well. So I'm gonna put this in here. It's easy. Mix it up.
Once again, an easy, quick, processed, sodium-filled mac and cheese from the box lunch. Once again, people will say, we don't know what they eat all the time. But we do. Amy doesn't have content, so she makes sure she shows us 80% of her meals. And out of 80%, nearly every meal is highly processed.
Do you ever delete something and then go, ooh, I shouldn't have deleted that? That was my reaction just about 2 seconds ago.
People make way more mistakes when they don't have the proper equipment for the job. If she had a gigantic hard drive for her content, she wouldn't have to delete daily and risk losing anything.
I was like, I can't even save them. So you won't get to see any of that.
Her job is making and sharing content, but she never upgrades her equipment to make sure she can make quality content. But I guess God told her that it was okay to do the minimum while sharing his word and showing others her normal homemaker life. It's like if someone wants to be a doctor but refuses to get a real stethoscope because it's too expensive, so they just use a homemade one, and if patients get sick or a heart problem is missed, oh well.
My chicken is pretty much good and done. I'm gonna let it fall apart a little bit more because I like it to where you can really pull it apart. It basically just falls apart on its own. So I'll probably let it cook for another couple hours. That's okay. It's been about this morning, about 8 hours, right? 8 hours. So I'm gonna just let it go even longer. There's nothing wrong with that. Tender is the key. And then dinner, I made dinner super simple. I put down pita bread and we put marinara sauce and we put mozzarella cheese. So let me show you the dinner.
Pita pizzas again for the kids and hamburgers for Gregor. And supposedly she's going to have a salad, but she looks like she's going to have the pizza and the hamburger and never actually eats a salad.
Look at that. Pizza right there. That's going to be dinner tonight. It's easy when you got just a few and there's really nothing. There's burgers in there for Greg. I can just make the pizzas for the kids and I'm gonna throw together a salad. So it's gonna be dedicated chicken freezer meal days. I've got a bunch of recipes here. Last night I had a great night. We started our little Christmas fun night movies. The kids and I we went upstairs and we watched a Christmas movie. So I got some footage there. We pulled out our Christmas coloring sheets last night and had our little Debbie cake. So it's one of those things that you can put out a bunch of coloring pages and pencils and guess what? Everybody will color something.
Her youngest is 11 years old, and the only Christmas activity she could think of was coloring. Well, at least they have little Debbie snack treats, right? The pita pizzas for dinner wasn't enough junk food.
Remember how I left it in here to cook? See how much easier it is when it just pulls away by itself?
This was left in all day yesterday from 9 in the morning until today, a whole 24 hours. Out.
So you can use it in a mixer and it'll shred it all up too, but you can just use it. When you have a whole bunch, it's more work. So just take your fork and just separate it around. Look at that. That just all pulls together. I leave the liquid in there because it absorbs in the chicken and just makes it a little bit more moist. So
How many times do you think this chicken will be frozen again after this?
This is really good chicken.
No, that is really dry chicken. It doesn't matter how much liquid she puts in that stringy mess, it's going to be frozen, thawed, and recooked who knows how many times. I can't imagine what it tastes like right now, let alone after it's been thawed and added to casserole, cooked, frozen, thawed again, and eaten as a leftover. Yeah. Once again, Amy disregards the danger zone, adding piping hot stuffing to cold chicken. The stuffing is going to start to warm the chicken to the danger zone, and it's going to sit there for who knows how long because she's going to be busy making it into balls and such. Once again, endangering her family and being a horrible example to people looking on YouTube for homemaking help. So now she's adding hot gravy and warm noodles. I bet this chicken is in prime danger zone right now. Keep laughing, kids. This is your dinner, not mine. What makes it worse is these are freezer foods. So they're going to sit in the danger zone the entire time from now until they actually freeze.
Okay, I took out some of that gravy. I was having a thought about these. I thought, I don't want a ton of the stuffed shells, but
she was having a thought and she doesn't want a ton of the stuffed shells. I'll bet your kids don't want any of the stuffed shells, especially since they're going to be frozen and thawed and most likely burnt on reheating like always.
That's why I want to do more of the stuffing balls.
She had to think real hard about the stuffing balls. She should have just made stuffing from a box and her kids would actually like it. No one wants stuffing balls made in the danger zone.
That's just good. I'm gonna do chicken fajitas tonight because that's really good. This is, I mean, this is good too. Basically, it's just way too good, way too good. So I'm gonna save, do I put my buffalo chicken in the refrigerator? I can, I'll keep it in there for a couple days. If we don't eat it, I'll put it in the freezer. But tonight, it's gonna be the fajita. So I'm gonna put olive oil in here. I'm gonna put my veggies in here and just, we'll saute them over here, cook it all. It'll be easy. And then the rest I'll put in bags.
Fajitas for dinner because they're easy, easy, easy. Amy's favorite thing. Quick and easy. Who cares how it tastes or if it's grown bacteria that will kill you? As long as she gets her content early and can chill the rest of the day, health and taste be damned.
Okay, so even though I made 3 whole meals of fajitas, I'm only sad that I only have a little bit of just plain chicken. I guess I wasn't planning on doing a ton of fajitas, but since we had all those peppers, I was kind of like, I feel like I should do that. So
She's not even putting enough chicken in those bags for 8 people. Maybe she's the only one that eats the fajitas? And why is she putting the cooked chicken in with the raw veggies? Most likely because when she thaws them, she'll just overcook it all from frozen again anyways.
turn those on a little bit when it gets closer to dinner. Add some of my chicken.
She got 3 full meals. Yeah, if each person eats 2 strips of fajita meat, once again, Mega Mama doesn't have enough protein for her kids.
Broth to this. Chicken broth. Chicken bouillon. Always add more. Taste it. Constantly taste it and make sure.
She says taste it constantly after she already added a half a jar of chicken bouillon. This is the cream of chicken soup that she adds to everything. As you can see, it already has enough sodium, yet every time she adds the cream of chicken soup, she still adds more seasoning. This lady is addicted to the MSG and high sodium that she has been using for years, and now her body reflects her food habits, and so do her family's.
My flavor is pretty well achieved right now. It's got some chicken. I added a bunch of chicken bouillon, a little bit more. I might add a little bit more salt and pepper here. We'll kind of let it come to a boil and see what it does.
She added more bouillon, and she's going to add more salt and pepper because salt isn't the #1 ingredient in chicken bouillon. She's just carelessly adding ingredients that won't make it better, but will make her family unhealthy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make 16 ounces of cream of heart attack. Just 1 teaspoon of that chicken bouillon has 820 milligrams of sodium. She put about a cup of it in there. That means that each of these 8-ounce tubs have over 3,300 milligrams of sodium. That's ridiculous. A 10.5-ounce can of Campbell's cream of chicken soup only has 880 milligrams of sodium. That means that Amy's cream of crap is 3 times worse than a can of Campbell's, taking into account that they both contain MSG.
I'm an overfiller by nature.
No, you're an overfiller because you rush through everything and you don't care what the consequences are because you don't care about the quality of food. These are made with hamburger meat, Italian sausage, and sauerkraut. Notice how much meat Gregor gets? She never spends this much on a meal for the kids. Don't get it twisted though. He isn't lucky by any means. This dinner isn't healthy for him. The Italian sausages have 23 grams of fat and 680 milligrams of sodium each. And the hamburger meat has the same amount of fat, while the sauerkraut has almost 800 milligrams of sodium for 2 tablespoons. Even if he only eats 1 serving, he's going to be over 60% of his fat allowance for the day. You should never get 60% of your fat allowance in 1 meal. Not to mention, we know he's going to eat these up. She's going to cook it all at once, and he's going to spend days eating this unhealthy garbage.
Slimy, which is so bad. So bad. We just bought them. Okay, slice them. I'm going to use my right here and just do real tiny because I don't want to go get my slicer out.
She doesn't want to go get the slicer because she doesn't care about her channel or her food. She has the correct tool, has her camera out, is already recording, but is too lazy to run upstairs and get the correct tool. Who keeps kitchen items in the theater room anyways, when they have a butler's pantry and plenty of room in the kitchen? If only she properly utilized space, huh?
Okay, does anybody want?
She finally gets a peeler and then completely misuses it. She's really teaching people how a normal homemaker does stuff, isn't she? No, she's not. She's using charisma and deception to mislead people into thinking this is acceptable behavior.
Now I know why I don't like using a potato peeler. You know why? Because it's hard on your wrist. So
you don't like to use a peeler because you're ignorant and you use it for the wrong reasons. Your wrist is going to hurt when you use a peeler like a slicer. Such a stupid thing to do when you have the correct tool just feet away in your home.
I don't know, cucumber salad, does anybody else make this? It's just real good. And then you add salt, a bunch of salt to this, and you let it sit, and it'll draw out all the liquid. And then you just kind of drain that liquid out. And then right before serving, just add a couple of tablespoons of sour cream to it. It's really good. It's very simple and yummy. Now,
yeah, make sure you add a ton of salt. And of course it's easy. Does Amy make anything ever that isn't simple, easy, processed, quick?
I gotta run to Aldi and pick up like 2 things. Okay, we need to make some puppy chow. So right here, I need 2 blue and 1 green. There we go. Walnuts over here.
Another trip to the store. She just went shopping 5 days ago and went to Aldi, Walmart, Sam's and spent over $1,600. But here she is again at Aldi getting cereal and walnuts. But isn't she the one that is always saying you don't need to run to the store all the time for every little thing? So far, she's went to the store 4 times in the last 16 days and spent over $2,100.
Chopped walnuts. And we're going to go ahead to our fun night for the kids. So it's going to be a good night. So I'm going to edit. That's what I do is bring my laptop and I'm going to edit while they're doing their things. So thank you guys for watching.
She takes her laptop to work now while the kids skate so she doesn't have to interact with Jamie or any of the other parents ever again.
I'm thinking I'll just put these in here and put those in the oven and let them brown up. That'll be good. These are from Sam's Club. We're going to see how they taste. That's a lot of meatballs.
Processed meatballs.
A lot of meatballs. So I only have to get for a few kids. Is that sad when you're counting how many meatballs because you want to waste them?
Well, maybe you shouldn't have got such a large mortgage and you wouldn't have to count the Sam's Club meatballs and limit them to 1 serving per child. Her kids can have all the sweets and carbs they could ever want, but meat is always scarce.
I guess I'll just stick these right in the oven because I want them to brown.
Anything she sticks in that oven is going to go right past brown to burnt. When is she going to realize that just like everything else, the old owners scammed her on that Z-line? Most likely it's refurbished and it needs to be calibrated by a factory tech. Sometimes that's the case with these commercial ovens, especially when someone that doesn't know how to use or maintain it has been abusing it for 10 months straight.
And this has already got my meatballs in it that are browned.
Browned or black like usual. I can't imagine eating crappy processed food every single day that is overcooked, double cooked, burnt, or over seasoned, especially with how much she spends on food every month.
Jar sauce. I don't mind having some extra because some will have it for tomorrow.
Processed jar sauce, processed meatballs, the perfect way to a quick and easy dinner for a busy mega mama YouTuber.
For lunch, so I'm going to put some the steak blend, which is not steak blend. It's just onion, garlic, salt, and pepper. I'm going to do some Italian seasoning. And then I'm going to put, it's just garlic. Garlic, more garlic, more garlic. And this will be good. Take it away.
She doesn't even know what she's putting in there because she doesn't properly label anything in her kitchen. Anyone that does any homemaking understands the importance of labeling things and would never teach anyone otherwise. But here's Amy Maryon vlogging her normal everyday life, and she's never labeled anything, so it must be okay, right? No, you are literally killing your family every time you feed them high sodium, high fat, high sugar, overly processed foods that are unmarked. How does she know what she's adding or how old it is? She doesn't, and she doesn't care. The jar sauce already has enough sodium. She doesn't need to be adding any more. But if it doesn't have a lot of flavor, it isn't good in Amy's muddled mind. Well, Miss Amy, sometimes you sacrifice flavor to protect your health. Are you going to wait until the first stroke or your first heart attack before you start taking care of yourself? You are nearly 50 years old. If you can't handle standing standing and cooking healthy, nutritious meals for your family, it's time that you hand the reins to someone else who can. Anyone is going to be better than someone who just rushes through each and every meal, ensuring that everyone always eats quick trash.
From there, because like I said, I don't want to waste it. It's good. It's basically cranberry and I like cranberry and pineapple. It's cranberry, pineapple, and orange, and then Sprite. It's not bad. I had to think from it. It's very, yeah, it's good. I think that's pretty good.
It's sugary juice and soda pop. What do you mean you think it's good? Why did it take you so long to decide? I just can't believe she spends so much money on sugary drinks when literally every health authority says to limit calories from drinks. You only get about 2,000 calories a day, and they are getting half of that in drinks between soda and jugs of Starbucks every day.
Okay, let me have the kids try it. All right, the kids tried it. They said, yeah, we'll do it. So for me, it tastes good. I feel like maybe you could add one more Sprite to it. It's good, though. It tastes fine. I was even asking the kids. I'm like, I feel like that's good.
Why is it so hard for her to figure out if this is good or not? It's juice and soda. Now she's leaning on the slushy machine. She will literally lean on anything. One day she's going to go toppling over and hurt herself. What she needs to do is start walking and working out to strengthen her core and back muscles. Her sciatica is only going to get worse as she gets older. If I wouldn't have already found out the dirt on this weirdo, one may ask why Gregor is always being nasty on Miss Amy's family vlogs. Lots of candy, only slightly slushed high sugar slushies, and extra buttery movie style popcorn with 14 grams of fat in every single tablespoon he slops on there. Please understand, I am not saying this because I care what she sticks in her lips. She is feeding her children who have no control over their life a diet that is very high in fat, which is known to be linked to obesity, coronary heart disease, and certain types of cancer. I get called mean, but she is the one that knows what she is doing and would rather pay a $650,000 mortgage than buy healthy, nutritious foods for her 6 kids that still live with her.
So I just had sauerkraut and blueberry muffins for breakfast. I know, winner. That's a crazy combination, but I'll get.
Amy, you are almost 50 years old and you're eating high sodium sauerkraut that you should be limiting in your diet and sugary blueberry muffins for breakfast, and you're overweight and get little to no physical exercise. What type of example exactly are you setting for not only your subscribers that look up to you, and you claim to want to teach your homemaking ways, but your children? So far, the last 2 daughters that reached 18 under your roof have been obese. The more you eat like this, the more chance for your other children to gain unhealthy amounts of weight. You can't assume your kids will learn nutrition on their own the way you think that they'll learn to read and do math at their first job. More pies for Gregor.
Completely forgot to spray right with the apple pies, so they're sticking. I'm like, what? Okay, I'll scoop that out. But it's okay. But got a lot of good pies right here. Let me do a video.
She means you can do a thumbnail the lazy, ridiculous, doesn't look good way. I'm starting to think my idea of early onset dementia is getting more and more close to reality. Like Greg needed more mini pies after she just made them 9 days ago. He has to have something to munch on in bed, right? Oh, just what these kids need. 6 dozen Twix cookies and chocolate-covered sugar cookies so that the next time they could spend 8 hours at the dentist.
Those are so good. So is it worth painstakingly doing that? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So yeah, this is one of the dinners. We'll probably do this on, or we are going to do it on Sunday because it's easy. On Sunday, I'm going to be doing baking that day.
She needs easy because she's doing baking that day. She does easy every single day. Why does she lie and make up excuses when we can literally rewind and hear her saying during every single meal at some point that it's fast or easy or quick or the like? She's used to lying to her subscribers, and she isn't used to anyone calling her out on her grifts and lies.
This is really good. So I'm going to take kielbasa, or sausage. I'm going to cut this up, fry this up, and then I'm going to fry a few eggs in it, like scrambled, to make like scrambled eggs. I'll put some mixed vegetables in there, and then the rice, and then a packet of this, mix it all up. It's good. It's better than fried rice. We really like it better than fried rice. So I'm going to take this nasi goreng rice and put it in individual glass bowls because it'll be easier to heat up on Sunday for church versus a big.
So it only took her a few minutes to make processed kielbasa fried rice, but she made it 2 days early, so the rice has been cooked, cooled, and set in the refrigerator for 2 days before the kids can eat it, heated up in a microwave. Yummy!
A couple people grab from each bowl. Simple and easy. It's delicious. It's yummy. Very a regular meal. And you know what? I guess I'll just start on dinner tonight. So it's still early. Bless you. But I'd like to get dinner done. I don't mind doing dinner at the last minute. I really don't. Like yesterday, I think I did it right before. It just gets busy. And in the afternoon is when I'm editing. I just want to be finished. I want to be finished and not have to worry about anything. So what I'm going to do.
Just like I said, she gets done as quickly as possible, no matter the consequences, because she doesn't care about her family or her viewers. She cares about putting out whatever content she can get 5 times a week so she can get her Google AdSense money and get sponsors so she can get free household supplies and furniture and pretend like she's a normal person who buys furniture every day and never cooks her family fresh food.
I'm not going to do a lot of food prep. Bless you again. So I'm going to throw these in the oven at 350.
So she can burn them again.
And then while that's cooking, I'm going to make a little sauce for them right here. And then I'm going to cook a pot of noodles. We're going to do 1 box of noodles. And I have all that corn. So I think I'll cut the corn off the cob. Maybe make a little mixture. We'll see. Something, spice it up a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to add lemon juice to it. You should do fresh herbs. I'm not going to. I'm going to use my good old fashioned right here. So I'm going to do thyme. And I have chives, could do parsley, I don't have it, garlic powder, and oregano. And then a little bit of salt, and a little bit of red pepper flakes. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that in here to make a nice little sauce to pour over the meatballs when they're done. And then it'll be good. I'm going to take my corn and then slice that up. And then I also looked and we have some bread like left. I was going to make bread. Don't need to make it. I'm gathering fragments. So this did not get eaten. So I'm going to take this and butter it already.
So she's making processed meatballs and pasta, the same dinner as last night, but no jar sauce. Cool, creative homemaking at its finest, riveting content for a mega mama YouTuber with 143,000 subs. Once again, this is Amy misrepresenting herself. She isn't showing you what normal people do. She's not normal. Who spends over $2,100 in 16 days and still has to cook the same darn meal 2 nights in a row? Someone who wastes money on too many highly processed foods that get eaten up in the first few days, leaving nothing for meals later in the week. Please let me know in the comments how this woman is a good influence for anyone that needs help in the kitchen or with raising children.
The Parmesan cheese on it so we can put it right in the oven because no sense making stuff if it hasn't been eaten, so not to waste anything. Meatballs.
Waste. She just bought this stuff. Why would it go to waste? If she didn't use up those breads, she could easily stick them in a freezer bag and save them for a future meal. She freezes everything else 1,000,000 times. She's just making things up to say because her content is repetitive and boring, and she doesn't even know what she's doing half the time.
Checking the temperature, it's 165, and then I'm just going to put the little buttery mixture over top, cover it with foil. And that's going to be with dinner tonight with the corn and the bread and the noodles. The noodles I just added olive oil so they wouldn't stick with some salt and pepper or garlic, the garlic parsley mixture. And then I'm going to work on these cookies. I'm just waiting for the oven to finish up because I don't want to put these in the oven with the meatballs just so it doesn't taste the same. And then I'll finish these cookies up. And I'm thinking the other dinner I was going to do, because I've got the nasi goreng, and I'll have this for tonight, is going to be ham. So the ham I'm just going to put in the crock pot in the morning. Easy, probably with a little bit of spice. It's not as fancy as Easter, or Easter. When do we make it? Thanksgiving. But a few things I have. And then I was going to make mashed potatoes. So all I'm going to do is peel some potatoes, mash them, but I don't want to make those too early. And some veggies. And I have rolls.
Her kids don't even like mashed potatoes.
Rolls written down, but I think we've got pretzel sticks. Probably going to do those. I could make some homemade rolls, but I'm thinking pretzel sticks. So I am thinking that's going to be it for my food. I know it doesn't seem like very much today, but I'm like, I'm like looking outside, the sunny, I hope it stays sunny. It looks like it's sunny gonna be out. I like to get out of my pool during the day. We usually swim at nighttime. I'd love to get outside in the sunshine for the daytime, but we'll see. I mean, wishful thinking, but I still have to do school. We still have to, I gotta edit, we still gotta do stuff, you know, around the house as well. But like, I'm gonna do a lot of baking on Sunday. You'll have to come back Monday, I'll have that video. But I'm like, you know what? It's okay, I don't have to do a ton. It's like some days I'm just like, I just wanna be out of the kitchen and be done today.
Please show me a day when she doesn't say she just wants to be done or that she would rather be out in her pool swimming. I'm wondering why her arms have no muscle tone if she's swimming every day, regardless if it's day or night. So we're on to week 3 dinners. Pita pizzas again, chicken fajitas, skating, no food mentioned. I think they get pizza there. Spaghetti and meatballs, noodles and meatballs. What a great week of meatballs and processed foods.
You know that my mom passed away this year, and so my dad, he's doing really good. He's doing really good. You know, gets his food. He's not much of a cooker. Doesn't like.
A cooker is an appliance used for cooking food, not someone who cooks food, Amy. Not only is Amy a teacher for 4 middle and high school students, she writes curriculum for unsuspecting parents to spend their hard-earned money on.
He doesn't really use it, so he's more of an eat out, kind of cook steak kind of guy, and that's fine. But one thing he misses is baked items, and he's not big on like eating anybody else's baked items. So just different like that. And so
if he'll eat Amy's baked items, he'll eat absolutely anything.
it's like, I really miss your mom's baking of things. And so for Christmas this year, I said, I'll make you a big box of things, and then I'll mail them to you, and you can put them in your freezer and have them for a little bit. So that is what I'm going to focus on today.
She's giving Dad and Jeffy the gift that keeps on giving stomach aches, a freezer full of Amy Maryon baked goodies.
I just want to try it. So these are falling right out of the pan. Look at that, perfect.
This doesn't look like any bread I have ever seen. It looks like a loaf of Play-Doh. That's because she doesn't measure anything when she's baking. She doesn't follow recipes, and she rushes through everything, never fully doing what's needed to make a successful baked good, like measuring or weighing ingredients. As you can see, the pumpkin bread at Two Sisters Crafting actually looks like bread. Amy's looks like it belongs in the bottom of an ant farm. Amy had to add so much margarine to hide that horrible taste. As you can see again, the banana bread made by Farm Wife Cooks has risen up out of the pan, is fluffy without being dry, but Amy's looks wet on the bottom and the top looks like it sank in, making it dense rather than rise and be fluffy and tasty. Amy's doesn't even look like bread whatsoever, and all things mama looks like a little slice of banana heaven.
Both are delicious. I'm calling the winner.
You think that after she made all those loaves that she was going to taste them and then tell us they sucked like we all know they did? She uses cheap margarine, cheap ingredients, and doesn't follow the recipe. How could it turn into anything but a mess? Cookies, chocolate-covered items, and super sugary puppy chow. Looks like everyone, including Grandpa, has their sugar fix for the year. She'll make much more than this next week, though. Don't worry.
Cooked a little bit longer, but these are good. I mean, cinnamon sugar nuts, really, really good.
Cinnamon sugar nuts are exactly what a family that eats nothing but processed junk and already spends 5+ hours at the dentist needs.
Look at that.
That is the Culinary EC2, and it is pretty awesome.
Look at how fun. What are you guys making?
Look here.
What is this?
So that I just scanned Steven on it.
So you're going to have a 3D head of Steven.
So Steven's bust is printing in the printer right now.
That is so fun.
Yeah, and it's, so like I said, this is,
Oh, look at that. Good.
it's a magnetic plate.
So this is a sponsored item that she didn't pay for and didn't do any research on. Gregor acts like he's a design engineer and knows what he's talking about, but let me break this down for you all. This is a 3D printer that has a printing area of about 4 inches by 4 inches by 2.5 inches.
Oh, this is
Christmas,
the
Christmas
greatest.
gift idea for somebody?
This is the greatest thing to Gregor because he didn't have to pay for it. He has no problem hawking it to Amy's viewers. This Culinary printer is $335 and uses proprietary plastic to make the figures. This means that you will be stuck buying your 3D printing materials from Culinary for the price they set and only get the colors that they offer. If you did any sort of research, you would see that you can get a Sovol SV06 Plus 3D printer for $285 from Amazon. It has a print size of nearly 12 inches by 12 inches by 13 and a half inches. This means you can make large busts like this Batman. It also uses a variety of plastic filament from different companies and suppliers, which allows creators a whole slew of options of colors, texture, strength, price, etc. Why would anyone pay more for something that they can't make anything bigger than 3.9 inches and only uses one kind of filament? They wouldn't unless they were ignorant. So someone asked Amy, "What does Greg do for a living?" And Amy said, "Design engineering work." And someone else said, "Wow, gorgeous. I was wondering what your husband does for work." And Amy said, "Design engineer." So Gregor is a design engineer that doesn't know anything about 3D printers. Yep. Okay. Just like Amy is a homemaker and a school teacher.
Ham I got from Sam's. I'm excited to try it because we had the one from Walmart. It was okay. I think the Kentucky one, the cheaper one they liked. The other one was more like lunch meat slices. So
She made lunch meat slices for her Thanksgiving dinner. Yummy.
this one was cheaper.
So she's making ham dinner again. She said they were having it on Saturday. So did they just have ham dinner 2 days ago, or is this Saturday and her videos are ridiculously out of order? Either way, they just had this dinner on Thanksgiving, 2 weeks ago?
For this one, I'm just gonna put some brown sugar on the ham, and then I'm gonna put a can of Coke on it. Simple and easy, I know. Now, last time I used that pineapple topping, it was really good. I mean, but can you really tell it? Yeah, maybe for like a second, that first bite, but it's good. So let's just take this, open up a can, slowly pour your Coke on there. Basically, all my sugar's just washing away. It's good. Sugar, sugar. Make it taste great.
It's good, sugar sugar on a processed ham with soda pop because her family doesn't have enough sugar sugar and all the treats and candy they eat daily. So she has a brand new potato peeler, but would rather waste half of the potato peeling it this way. No worries, she's not worried about being frugal or anything like she pretends to be for the views. She seriously uses a fourth of the gallon of Miracle Whip every single time she uses it.
And then I'm gonna make mashed potatoes here and get that done.
She can't make any dish without adding an overly processed crap to it. Why does she need to add sour cream and country crock to the potatoes? I promise you that you do not need sour cream or country crock to make good mashed potatoes. The number one taste that contributes to good mashed potatoes is real butter. The closer you get to a 1-to-1 ratio, the more it will taste like restaurant mashed potatoes. Now she's making a different dessert called pineapple fluff. I guess the hundreds of cookies and chocolate-covered treats she made yesterday just weren't enough. Yes, please make sure you touch all over the garbage can and then directly touch the food you're making for your family. What do scientists know about hand washing, right?
But I fit 4 of those in there. It's fine. Like I said, the less boxes to go, or more boxes to go, that's okay, because you know what? It's gonna get smushed. I know it's gonna be shaking around, so this is good. So I fit all but 1 loaf of bread.
This lady on your screen sells cookbooks and homemaking how-to books. Tell me how she thinks that this is an acceptable loaf of bread to send someone for Christmas time. She's going to waste money her family could use towards healthy, nutritious food to send this margarine-filled slop to her dad and her brother so she can negatively impact their heart health too.
I'm okay with that. So let me package these up with duct tape.
She's wrapping these packages with duct tape like they're a bomb because she low-key knows that they're going to be gut bombs if they're ingested.
So I'm going to close today's video. Dinner, I just turned it on. We're heating it up in the oven because we are going to be packing up and leaving. So we're going to probably have everybody pack their own individual dinners. I've got those plastic containers. We can all pack our own. Take it with us. It'll be good. I'll let you know tomorrow how everything tastes. I'm sure it's delicious and yummy. And then I will, we're going to go out tonight. We're going to go to the ballet. We're going to go see the Nutcracker Ballet. So that should be something fun to do. Come home and we're going to swim in the pool. It is.
Yeah, because everyone cooks a crock pot ham, eats it in the car before the ballet, and then comes home and goes swimming. Yeah, sure, Amy. And right after that, I'm sure Gregor is going to look for steady work and stop cheating.
Today. So I am out this morning, got up, and I'm like, okay, I've got my list here. I've got to get things for. My focus is I've got some stuff for Jensen's birthday this week, and then Christmas.
So she just spent over $1,600 about 12 days ago, but she needs more? Of course she does. Processed crap goes fast.
Where to get the food that we consume and eat. And so today I was like, and trying to be frugal or stay within budget. I know it's not possible all the time, but I had to think of like some things that are, in my mind, outrageously expensive, like soda. We buy canned soda.
She said frugal. This is the 5th shopping trip in 3 weeks, and she has spent at least $2,100 already.
These are my favorite chips of life. Lay's used to sell these. They're waffle weave chips. I haven't found them ever again. Aldi has these once a year, and so I haven't seen them at all. Right here, oh my goodness, so delicious. So I was super excited. I was like, oh my goodness, I just wanted to be like, hey, I found my chips. So
imagine being a 50-year-old married mother of 11 that gets giddy over a bag of chips. And some people be like, but Squealer, chips can be a treat. Yeah, they sure can. But this lady regularly buys 6 to 11 family-sized bags of chips at a time. She is eating her way to heart disease, and she's sharing it on her vlog like it's entertainment. But I'm the bad guy when I say something. She should be charged for misleading the masses to think that this type of eating is sustainable or acceptable to do to your children.
Cheapest store of life. Is it wrong that I opened my chips up and started eating them? They're just that good.
Yeah, it is bad that you had to open them up on the road. Like I said, it's not like this lady is having a rare treat. The Maryons all eat like this every single day, and it is why Amy and her husband have both gained over 50 pounds in 10 months. Let me know in the comments if you're still going to say I'm the bad guy when they suffer their first heart attack or stroke and can't work to pay their mortgage. 4 more bags of chips, processed meats. Yep. Some chicken bites, processed meats, 2 different taquitos, 3 different types of bread. Yeah, we got processed meat. Looking good. Literally nothing but processed crap. More chips, sugary drinks, more bread, and a ton of soda. That is Amy's every time shopping trip. Peanut butter, pickles. How many peanut butter and pickles does a family need? Every single time she shops, she has a reason why she needs this. Because it's Jensen's birthday, because Christmas is coming, because I needed 2 bags of chips. She got 6 bags of chips today. More chips, more chips, more chips. Oh, but don't worry, she got 1 bag of spinach. Oh, more bread. Don't worry, guys. Dirty dishes in the sink, because it's real life, and a whole bunch of soda. Imagine spending $70 a month on soda.
So after all that shopping, I'm going to be done today. Today's going to be an easier day for me filming because I've got other things I want to do. We're going to focus on school, food, life, all those good things. Get outside, go for a walk, swim in the pool.
Does she think if she says she walks and swims that it'll almost be like she did? Because if she was swimming and walking as much as she says she does, she wouldn't look like she does, and neither would her kids or Gregor.
So today, I have something exciting today. I am excited. I've got some leads. I got some leads on discount stores here, and I love my discount store shopping. Yeah, loved it, discount store. So this is our discount store haul. Not bad. I think we paid $150 at the one store. Let's look it up, and then just 20 bucks at the other store. So very good. So I was excited for it.
So she has went shopping 6 times and spent over $2,700 in only 23 days. I guess her $1,600 monthly budget and once a month frugal shopping is a farce. All she bought was more processed crap as usual. Croutons, canned foods, syrup, juice, condiments, canned foods, ice cream, ramen noodles, processed crap. This is why she spends so much and she shops so often, because this is all she buys. These are little sodas. She didn't buy enough soda yesterday. More bags of chips. Don't worry, guys. She got more bags of chips. They're cauliflower chips. It's okay. It's not like they have an incredibly high sodium count. And 9 things of coffee for her. $63 worth of coffee. It's okay, guys. Processed meat, processed coffee, processed food. That's Amy's middle name. Processed Maryon. Oh, more Dia. So that Jensen can Dia. Bunches of ice cream. They needed to eat that up because she said they weren't eating it. Good thing she got more. I hope she got some for Jensen. Oh, and bologna. That's processed meat, highly processed meat. You needed that.
So I did a crock pot meal today. So what I did is I pulled out our jambalaya from the freezer, because we have lots of that, and I put that in here. So I put in 2 cups of water, and that's in here.
They are not going to eat that jambalaya. That's why she buys all this processed crap. Amy will have a bowl of this and it will go into the freezer. Everyone else will have a bologna sandwich, ramen, or mac and cheese.
And we have plenty of sides in the refrigerator as well. So that's it. That's it for my video today. It throws me off. So I don't know if it throws you off, but it throws me off. So I planned on a video on Sunday because I knew that, because I was baking and I mailed treats out, because I knew one day this week I was going to have an appointment day. And I am just learning to plan for appointments to pretty much have my whole day be gone.
This is her explaining why she's confused, because she films out of order and not all in one day. Why does she claim to be a daily vlogger when she isn't? Same reason she claims to read the Bible daily on her other channel, and she reads them all in one day. Nothing she does is authentic because she is scamming her viewers.
So, because we have appointments and the kids have the thing that they do, a homeschool thing, so I just figured instead of stressing trying to get a video, I'm like, I'll just do an extra video for the weekend or just film a little bit. Well, the day that I had the appointment, we were done in like 20 minutes, and I was like, that was the fastest appointment of life.
Yeah, Amy, because every appointment in life is going to be the same. Just count on them being an all-day thing. She could have took the extra time to make better dinners for her family, but nah, more food shopping for junk food is way more important.
We were done, so that's why we decided to do discount store shopping. So I had a whole video for my day that I was supposed to have off. So I'm like, okay, so it's only
day off. Daily vloggers don't take a day off during the week. If they have an appointment on a weekday, they film around it or they film it. Amy doesn't, because she's not a daily vlogger. She just likes to be able to say she is, because it's an actual feat to be able to vlog daily and stay up to date, all while not being boring. Amy can't film daily. She doesn't ever stay up to date, and everything she films these days is boring because most of it is fake. It's called social misrepresentation.
Friday for you guys. Today's gonna be a little different. You guys said, okay, different is okay, right? Like, it's not gonna be gather fragments, but it will be food. I have to make foods because we have to eat.
You said different is okay, right? Yeah, Amy, no one minds different. What you are doing isn't different. It's lazy. You are lowering the quality of your content because you are lazy. You rush through, you speak so fast that no one can understand you, and instead of trying to fix it for your dedicated viewers, you double down that it's a them problem. That is why your views are falling. You treat your viewers horribly. When they tell you that you did something wrong, you get defensive and block or delete them. Maybe before you spend time teaching others anything, you work on yourself, Amy. Get a workout plan in place. Get some meals prepped so you aren't turning to processed foods all the time. Stop drinking sugary drinks. When are you going to grow up and realize that just because something tastes better doesn't mean that we need it or we should have it?
I'll also film like this weekend for the next week because it's going to get busy with the holidays and everything come up. We got Jensen's birthday this weekend. So I got some furniture, so I'm excited because like we moved in here, there's things I want to do. There's a ton of stuff I want to do in the house, and it was more like just move in and acclimate.
She brought 2 extra large U-Hauls from North Carolina. She's getting new furniture because companies are sending her free pieces to advertise their brand. Nothing she's getting is quality or even looks good in her $650,000 house. She is literally filling her entire house with cheap cardboard furniture that her big old kids are going to tear to pieces in a few months. Amy doesn't care as long as it's free.
See how my morning goes. I bought that ring bologna yesterday. I would love to see. I hope it's ring bologna. I'd love to grind it up and make sandwich bread. That would be a good surprise for Brooklyn because she loves sandwich. I love so much sandwich bread. Anybody else love sandwich bread?
Sandwich spread as a surprise for your 17-year-old daughter. Yay! Your mom wants you to eat highly processed meat from low-quality sources that the World Health Organization has classified as a Group 1 carcinogen, alongside cigarettes and alcohol. But she's eaten it her whole life, and she's still alive, right? At least you know exactly what you look like at 48.
Remember I made that ham dinner this week, so there's 2 bowls of mashed potatoes because nobody ate mashed potatoes. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Of course.
They taste delicious. They just not care for them. And
They taste delicious. That's why they ate them.
they had a little bit, but not enough to like eat a meal. So
Not enough to eat a meal. What does that even mean? Not enough to eat a meal. They didn't eat enough to eat a meal. That doesn't even make sense. Nothing she says makes sense. She knows her kids don't eat potatoes, but she continues to waste time and money making them. She wasted all of that lactate sour cream she put in there.
shepherd's pie, because that's what I call it, cottage pie. It's so hard for me to say cottage because when I'm talking to my family, if I'm talking to my mom, I say cottage, they'd be like, what are you talking about?
She's nearly 50. She knows the right word, but because her family is used to the old incorrect word, she's going to stick with that. You know what that sounds like to me? The people that refuse to give up racist or sexist descriptors because it is what they're used to. And some of the other racists or sexists will be like, what are you talking about? Why do people have such a hard time calling something by the correct name? If something changes names or becomes something else, why is it such a big deal to change with the times? Calling it cottage pie isn't going to hurt her, and her mother isn't even alive to ask her what she's talking about. She just doesn't want to do it the right way, just like with cooking and schooling her children.
Shepherd's pie, and I know it's called cottage. Shepherd is with lamb, cottage is with beef. When you grow up with something, you just call it like that's what we called it. That's what back in the day we stayed in our area and that was what it was called. So I call it shepherd's pie. So I'm gonna make that for dinner.
Sounds like a really good Christian, someone not willing to change to accommodate the truth or what is correct.
That's not even that smushed, which is good. Like too much smushed under here is like a little too much. So I'm thinking like trash bags. I've got some more. I might stick those over there. Paper towels are always good to keep up.
Too much smushed is not good. Got it. This is the third time Amy has filmed her go through her cupboards in 3 weeks. This is because she doesn't have anything to film. Instead of making quality content, Amy makes a bunch of drivel so that she can get sponsors and Google AdSense money. Plus, why couldn't one of her young children clean up this plastic cupboard? Too hard for them?
The coffee table here, though, this is perfect. It's gonna be nice. So it just needs something simple. Just one of the farmhouse style.
She just got rid of that broken TV stand that was farmhouse style, and she said she was going a different route with this house. Truth is, Amy doesn't understand interior design or decorating. This was a free table, and Amy loves free. Decorating is just another thing that Amy pretends to do for content. Name one room in Amy's house that looks good in the comments if you disagree. Maybe you like the theater chairs parked right next to her bed in the master bedroom for comfortable viewing when they have their wild wife swapping parties, right?
So this is gonna be covered with kids stuff. And I told them, I'm like, right away, I'm like, you have a coaster when you put stuff on there so you don't ruin the wood.
She says the kids ruin everything. Her pans, her dishes, her furniture, her life. It must feel good to be a kid in that home, especially when your mom's warnings and complaints are all aired online for the world to see.
This is my shepherd's pie, cottage pie, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna add some beef broth. That's gonna be nice.
She makes every single meal with the same ingredients, some high sodium seasoning and some high fat meat.
Right there. Let me get a little bit of water. You can add beef bouillon or you can just add beef broth. I'll do that with a little bit of water, and then I'm gonna put my cream mushroom soup in here.
Why does she have to add beef bouillon or beef broth when she's adding her homemade cream of mushroom soup? We know it's made with an overwhelming abundance of bouillon already. By the time she's done with this, it will have over a cup of bouillon in it.
Finish up dinner, and I forgot to tell Brooke I was gonna make the bologna. So I'm gonna do that real quick. I'm basically gonna open my bologna. Hopefully this is exactly what I'm hoping it is.
She forgot she told her she would make it. Didn't she say earlier that this was a surprise for Brooklyn? What is it, Amy? Are you making this as a surprise? Or are you making it because you told Brooklyn you would? Those are two different things. One is a gift and one is because you feel obliged after saying you would. It's just processed meat goo, not a 5-course dinner or something. Jeez.
So this will be like real true bologna. So what you want to do, you want to grind it up. I know it doesn't sound very pleasant, does it? I'm thinking, do you take the outside off?
No, Amy, you leave it on. It's already the worst cuts of meat, highly processed. Might as well leave the paper on. Can't make it too much worse for you, right? Eat up, Brooklyn.
You just grind it up, right? You know what? Let me do one piece. Let's see what it does.
Why is this even a question? If food has something over it that feels like paper, probably take it off. Easy. No long required. This lady is selling homemaker books to people and can't even figure out the most basic cooking conundrums.
The line up where it does not work. I'm like, why is it not going on? Okay, now let's do it. Okay, you probably want to take the skin off because you can see the skin.
It's not skin.
It's learning. That's what I'm doing. Let me get a bowl. Well, the good thing is,
yeah, Amy, it's learning. You've been eating and making bologna spread for 30 years. Your mom made it and you are still learning? Gosh darn. How long does it take you to learn hard things if something as basic as removing paper befuddles you this much?
they're pretty good to pull out, so that's not going to be too bad. Maxine is sniffing it. She's like scratching my leg.
Of course, Maxine is scratching her leg. She is untrained and never will be. She's going to do whatever she wants until she gets hit by a car or eats something that she's not supposed to. And it was one piece. She couldn't throw it away. Nah, she's going to pick all the paper out. Yeah, okay. Like I said, eat up, Brooklyn.
Basically pull it out so I can put that all in there. So I'm wondering, it's like bologna, usually when you grind it's a little bit wetter. This is not, so let me see here. Okay, so we usually add, there's a little piece of it.
She is going to feed this to unexpecting children. This is crazy. I wonder if she's going to tell Brooklyn that she left the paper in it, or if she's going to wait until she's eating it and chokes on a piece. That's a shining example of a good influence and a quality teacher.
Like a little bit of pickles and salt, pepper, and it'd be relish, but pickles will work. So again, I'm going off of trying to make it as best I can. I'm gonna put a little bit of onion in here, and then I'm gonna put some salt.
Her kids are screaming in the background because they don't know how to act. They're not civilized. They're just like the dog. They're untrained.
Pepper, And I've got our homemade pickles because I didn't have any other, is that gonna go? I don't have any pickles open, so I'll just throw in a couple pickles and grind it up.
Yep, just add in a bunch of crap. It's not for anyone important.
Okay, that tastes really good. That tastes like how my mom would make it, which is that, so that's really good. I'm gonna put dinner together. The kids are watching the show, so I'm just gonna assemble it in the pan.
The kids are watching TV, and even though they have a theater room, it's more important for them to watch their show and not be interrupted than for Amy to film and talk to her viewers and make a quality video. Just do what you can do and make sure it's the minimum. So she didn't bother draining her 80-20 hamburger meat because she doesn't care about anyone's heart health. And then she added in old veggies and mashed potatoes from 4 days ago. I don't even eat leftovers after 3 days. I can't imagine repurposing 4-day-old leftovers and making dinner out of them like that's okay. This is for people who don't have money, not women who live in a $650,000 house and have husbands that supposedly work good design engineer jobs. It's ludicrous. She's risking her family's health to save a few bucks. Maybe if she didn't buy 9 cold Starbucks coffees for $63 to keep in the fridge, she could afford to get the kids some fresh foods for dinner. She already made these potatoes with sour cream and country crock and milk 4 days ago, but now she's adding in more sour cream and more milk. These things are pretty much sour cream and milk now, and once you add mostly dairy to your mashed potatoes, not only are they old as heck, they are unhealthy as heck. Oh, good. Tomorrow they're going to have frozen tortellini and Alfredo sauce from a jar. And it couldn't be cooked fresh. Nah, she had to throw it in a non-airtight container weeks before so that it had a chance to get freezer burn and start smelling like everything she has hoarded in those back freezers.
So it's been a busy afternoon. I got to edit today's video for a while, and then we went for a walk. It's really windy outside, really windy outside. I went for a good walk, took Maxine, and then walked around again. The kids were rollerblading and riding their bikes.
They didn't go for a walk. She sent the kids out to play on their bikes without a helmet so she could get her editing done. Like I said before, if she walked as much as she says she does, she wouldn't look like she does, and neither would Maxine.
Show you dinner. I was going to check the temperature in my oven. I didn't, so surprise. Yeah, part of it got burned. It's okay.
She ruins everything. She didn't check the temp in her oven. She's lived here for 8 months. Is it going to take her 3 decades to learn her oven too?
Top layer on this side. So again, it's all good. I was upstairs and I'm like, fail, but it still tastes fine. We'll scrape off the top. We'll be able to eat it. It'll be fine. I know.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's only been many years now that burnt foods have been classified as a carcinogen, a substance capable of causing cancer in the tissue. But Amy likes it burnt. Who cares about science and health and BS like that? This is why her kids eat processed foods. Whenever she cooks something else, it just ends up like this.
We'll start our gingerbread competition.
Well, there's Gregor again, making obscene gestures on Miss Amy's family channel. While they do a family Christmas activity together, I bet his boys grow up to be real treats if they act anything like their old pops. Week 4 dinners. Nasi goreng with processed kielbasa, ham dinner, shopping, no food mentioned, is probably a double posted day. She probably filmed this the same day as another day. Crockpot jambalaya freezer meal, cottage pie, pesto tortellini freezer meal, chicken broccoli pasta, another week of packaged products put together in a hurry. Yum.